The following is a training video for the consistent application of yield assessment, which will be implemented in January of 2019. What is yield grade? An attempt to predict carcass composition. Changes are being made to the way carcass composition is being assessed in an effort to increase transparency and comparability in the North American market. The changes have been a few years in the making. A request was made by the Canadian Cattlemen's Association, Canadian Meat Council, and National Cattle Feeders in 2011 to change the livestock and poultry carcass grading regulations to the U.S. 5-class yield classification system. The changes must be made in conjunction with the Safe Food for Canadians Act, which will be implemented in January of 2019. After extensive research, which involved Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, using the database of over 40,000 carcasses to create a new carcass composition equation, also known as an algorithm. The new equation was verified through commercial testing and was overseen by Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, and designated graders of the Canadian Beef Grading Agency. The changes mean there will be a switch from an equation that predicts absolute lean in a carcass to one that predicts cuts or saleable composition of a carcass. There will also be a shift from predicting 3 classes to an equation predicting 5 classes. The 5 classes will help graders spread out the population to help improve the identification of superior and inferior carcass yields. As you can see, the new ruler has a fat measurement area, an area that calculates ribeye length and width, and also a part that provides assessment of muscle score and a matrix of yields. This is a step-by-step walkthrough of the process using the ruler. The steps will include: measure fat, important change at the 3/4 point on the ribeye. Measure ribeye length. Measure ribeye width. Determine muscle score. In order to determine muscle score, use the intersection of the length and width measurements. Use matrix with muscle score and fat to determine cut yield. Resultant yield class. Understanding the consistent application of a national yield grade is critical for the industry. Accurate yield grading is a component that determines payment between the packer and the producer. Now, let's test what you learned. Observe and record the following. Record the fat class. Record the length. Record the width. What is the muscle score or intersection of the length and width measurements? Using your muscle score and fat class, determine the intersection on the yield matrix and its corresponding class. What were your findings? Fat, length, width, muscle score, intersection. Following these steps will bring you your yield class under the new guidelines. Do you have any questions or concerns? Contact your regional supervisor or head office.